Let's go ahead and make these so they're actually tracked so we can see what we have to do. We still have to go and kill 12 of the Rattle Cage skeletons and then go kill a bunch of things out in the woods, which are going to hopefully drop us those things relatively quickly. We're going to see. And yeah, so just kill the skeletons over and over essentially. All right. So ones that have Rattle Cage in their name will be good to go for. So now we have this new ability. We're going to want to start pretty much every fight with that. Even though this one does more damage, if we start the fight with Immolate, it's going to do 9 damage right away and then 20 damage over time. So we cast that initially and then start using Shadow Bolt because Shadow Bolt's going to do instant damage while that's also doing ticking damage over time. See, 9 damage initially. And the little residual damage, a little 4 right there. So 13 is from the spell, and then 4 is going to be from the Immolate itself. And we're gathering all sorts of stuff right here. That's a Wretch Zombie. I mean, we could kill these just for the experience and everything, but right now I want to focus on the Rattle Cage ones for the quests. See, the top damage here, the 13. See, look at the damage over time. That's going to be some damage coming from him, as well as damage from the dot itself. Between Gelna, I want to call him Zaguri, because that's the name of my imp in retail WoW. But thanks to Gelnam here, we can kind of do damage, let him kind of finish off a lot of them, which is nice. Warlocks are probably the easiest class to level in Classic, along with Hunters. Hunters have pets like Warlocks, but they're beasts, like wolves, raptors, all sorts of different pets you can actually go out there and get. Those are leather, right? Yep. Ragged leather boots. So pet classes are good. You can get different kinds of pets that have abilities like a taunt, for example, which is going to make it so they generate more threat against their enemies, which means they're going to be the ones taking damage as compared to you, which is nice. There's a demon you can get later on as a warlock called a Voidwalker, and Voidwalkers are basically designed to be your tanking pet, which means they're going to be generating all sorts of threats, and they're going to be taking the damage for you instead of you taking damage. And that's a level 4 Duskbat. We'll see how this goes. Let's put the Immolate on him. Cast our Shadow Bolt here. And between the two of us, these things should go down pretty quickly. And getting a little bit of XP. Now, the thing about this is not every single one of these bats is going to drop a wing, which is frustrating because they obviously have 2 wings on them, but they have a somewhat smaller chance to actually drop the item that you need to complete the quest. Now, really quickly, if we go here to our demon, there we go. So follow and attack. I think I'm going to put him on aggressive right now instead of defensive. He's only going to attack enemies that I attack. I'm going to put him on aggressive and kind of see how he reacts. And oops, I grabbed all sorts of stuff with that one. Chain Vest and a Broken Fang. We don't really need either of those things. So if he's playing aggressive right now, is he going to attack immediately or no? No, probably because he's, like I said, there's red enemies, green enemies, and then yellow. He's probably going to attack that way. I'm hoping this will help him attack faster, because notice how I put the dot on him. But the dot does not seem to actually trigger him wanting to attack until he attacks me. So I'm gonna try starting with a Shadow Bolt next and see if the Shadow Bolt initially is gonna be what's gonna cause him to attack. All right, so we got a Scavenger Pro off that. Let's go ahead and Shadow Bolt and see if he attacks immediately after I hit. No. He basically only seems to want to attack if I attack. Maybe I have to actually manually go and control him. See, I've never actually played as a pet class in Classic before, so turn on attack. Okay, you can have him attack initially, have him be the one that gets the first hit. He's going to resist it. Notice how he has threats, so he's attacking my imp instead of me. You can see the imp's health bar and everything right there. And imp is going down. Imp is going down quick, but now that I've done damage, I hit a bit harder than my imp, so the threat went from my imp to me, and now the imp is healing. The imp heals itself a lot easier than I can heal myself. So right now, anyway, it's probably for the best that I start the fight because I can take a lot more hits than the imp can. Go ahead and just grab those. Not a whole lot. Actually, never mind. I was looking in the wrong area. So I was like, wow, not a whole lot of guys out here in the woods. And I turn around. It's like, oh, there's a bunch of these scavengers and bats just kind of floating around. All right. Now, one thing you don't want to do early on is try to grab more than one mob. See, I could have put Immolate on both of these guys, But very quickly would I end up running out of mana and not being able to do anything really. But I would also have both of these attacking me. A frayed belt. Can I actually use that? I can. It's a cloth belt, 3 armor. I've got no belt so far, so there we go. Now we have that. Now we have more armor, which means we're taking less physical damage when these guys eventually come up and start attacking us. And we're actually in a leather vest. We're going to have to go back and start selling some of this stuff to vendors because I am running out of bag space. You can get, as you can see, there's equipment containers right here. We need more bags, essentially, to be able to hold more things. All right, mana's low. Go ahead and attack. And right here, you can see the buffs and debuffs on the enemy. There we go. Go ahead and sit. Almost up to our first silver, actually. Not bad. Just sitting so we get more mana back for our pet as well as us. All right, we're good. Oh, you would resist. Yeah, mana's not exactly cheap here, Mr. Resist. Oh, we got another paw off him. Not bad. I think we have enough mana really here to be able to take this guy out.
Not enough mana.
Now, hypothetically, if we were to get super hurt, I could cannibalize. Actually, it's only used on a humanoid and undead. And this is a beast. If you hover over your target, it's going to tell you right now it's a corpse. But I don't believe we'd be able to use cannibalize on that. You can only cannibalize on either undead or humanoids. And it'll tell you what it is. Like if I hover over, look in the bottom right, the mangy dusk bat is a level 4 beast. And level 4, more experience for getting to level 4s. Also, they resist our damage a bit more, but should be okay. Yeah, notice how the hits aren't exactly going super well on this one. Oh, goodness. Lots of stuff on that. All right. We are going to have to go back here soon, which is fine. I mean, I'm in no hurry. Go ahead and use melee. There we go. One kind of thing that's kind of annoying is, so these quest items that we're going for, the scavenged paws, those stay in our bags. I mean, it's... You know, it's part of, like, traditional old-school RPGs and stuff like that, but, man, it'd be nice if I didn't have to carry that stuff, like, actually in my bags, because that would free up a lot more bag space. Once the bags are actually full, I think that's when we're going to go back. We have a scavenger right there. Let's go ahead and try and get him.
My mana is low.
Very nice. And a frayed belt, just like the one we had. That's 3 armor, and that's 3 armor. Yep, literally the same belt dropped. All right, but now that our bags are full, I mean, just to be efficient, let's go back and sell this stuff to an NPC up the road here. So we can basically sell all the stuff that we don't need. And, oh, another player right up here. It is pretty late at night, and it's a starting zone, so you're typically not going to see a lot of people. But here's another Warlock, Arucard. That's another player. And what's the name of his imp? He's got Zephum. That's such a better name than Gelnum. Not a huge fan of Gelnum, but either way. Either way. So, does this house have anyone in it? Nope, just a skeleton. Actually, I think the house is all the way up here, what we're going to have to go and look at to be able to sell stuff. It says Brill is down that way. I can't actually wait to get to Brill because the tavern in Brill has got some very unique music that was removed from WoW a long, long time ago. But again, this is the classic version, so this is like basically based off of how the game was in like 2004/2005. Here's the rogue trainer and the warrior trainer. Obviously, we're not those classes. This guy sells leather and cloth, which typically, though, it's not super worth buying stuff from NPCs early on. Although I kind of maybe want to. I mean, if I were to upgrade my vest, for example, that would be 7 more armor. But in reality, we're not really hurting all that bad. The quest rewards are going to be more than enough, I would say. And some of these things are like leather and all that, so we can't really use it. So let's go ahead and sell him the ragged leather pants. It doesn't actually show you how much they're worth when you first sell them. That was something that was updated in WoW and later expansions. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get rid of all the stuff that we basically can't use. And you do that by right-clicking. And some of the stuff we're going to keep, like the quest items, obviously. But a lot of the other stuff, we just go ahead and get rid of. And now we're up to 2 silver and 12 copper. Not all that bad. We can also repair our armor here. We can repair all of them. Every armor item has durability. Like, as you guys see, 12 out of 12, 23 out of 25. That's got no durability because it's just basically a cosmetic item right now. Yeah, 32 out of 35. So for 4 copper, we can repair that armor all the way back up, which is nice. And it's good to keep your armor as not broken as possible, because once your armor breaks, you stop gaining the benefit from it, in terms of armor anyway. And while we're running back, anytime we see any of those rattle cage guys, might as well just go for them. Wretch zombie, mindless zombie. All right, not worth going in. That's an old abandoned inn. All right, we got one right here. Can I still hit him behind the wall? Nope. Out of line of sight. I don't like the rattle cage because they keep resisting my shadow bolt. Actually, I'm going to melee him right here. I'll let the pet finish us off. There we go. And time for Savvy Stab. Our skill and defense is being increased, which is nice. Can I change font size in Classic? I can. I'm going to change up to 18, just make it like easier to read for the videos. That's Wretch. Ah, there we go. I'm looking for the rattle cages right now. You just gotta kill 12 of them. You don't have to loot anything off them, which is nice. The quest where you have to loot stuff off of them, it can be somewhat tedious. Oh, a frayed robe. That might be better than what we have. It is better than what we have by 5 armor. All right, so we got ourselves a new robe. It's going to change our appearance a bit. So thinking about Classic, right? This was a thing from Classic up until... When did Transmog come to the game? I actually don't remember. Was it Burning Crusade or Cataclysm? This is all before I play. I started playing WoW at the very end of Mists of Pandaria. But so in Classic, like, your character looks how your gear is, right? But in later expansions, they had a feature called Transmog, like Transmogrification, which is something they had in Diablo for a while, which basically means, so I have this robe here. I'm wearing it because it's got better stats, but with Transmog, I can make it so this robe, which has good stats, has the appearance of this robe, for example, which I personally think looks better. It's all about making your character look better and like having different appearances and stuff like that, which is fun. But in Classic WoW, you don't have that. So even like endgame players that are like clearing like all the raids, like the best players like around, like their characters look really goofy because their armor doesn't match whatsoever or anything like that. But it is kind of cool at the same time because a lot of the really good pieces of gear in the game are very noticeable and iconic looking. So when you're walking through the main town, like main cities of like Orgrimmar or Stormwind or whatever, or Ironforge, you see people, you can recognize their armor right away because you know the appearance of it. You know, they don't have it transmogged, which is interesting. I'm trying to figure out, I'm pretty sure there's a way to do this. Create new window. Oh, look at us leveling up here. Look at us leveling up level 4 while I'm trying to figure this out. Background. There we go. I want to turn the background like all the way up. Oh, nope, that's not going to do it. Oh, there we go. It doesn't look all that. I guess we can turn it down slightly. But I wanted to make it so it's a little bit easier for you guys to see what's happening over there. There we go. That's a nice bit of a black background, which is going to make it so it's a little bit easier to read for you. All right, let's keep on moving up here. Duskbat. We still want one more wing and one more scavenger paw. And there's our wing, and so hopefully this guy's going to drop our scavenger paw that we need.
To get closer.
There we go. That looks a little bit better, I think. Settings. I keep messing with this now. Now I'm like obsessed with it. I thought there's a way to make this smaller. I guess it would be just changing up the UI in general. So I'm not really gonna mess with it right now. A scavenger paw, we got that. So we just need 2 more rattle cage skeletons, and we're gonna be all good to go here. That's a wretched. Ah, that guy's up there killing it. When you see someone that's grayed out, by the way, a mob that's grayed out, that means that another player has tagged it, and that you can help them kill it if you want, but you're not going to get any loot or experience from killing it. The only way for that to actually work would be if we were to be in the same group together, which there's really no sense in grouping up right now. I mean, there are going to be times and enemies and stuff like that we are going to need to group up for, but right now we don't need to. Frayed shoes. It's actually good because our Acolyte shoes give us no benefit or stats whatsoever. Well, now we have frayed shoes, which give us 5 armor. So that's actually pretty sick. We're getting a lot of armor right now. And we need one more rattle cage. Here he is. And what's funny about this too, right? Like you may be looking at this game and thinking like, wow, this is like a super old looking game, which obviously again, based off of, this is how it kind of was in 2004, but this is better than 2004 because back then most people didn't have, a 16:9 monitor is 4:3, therefore everything was square. But also if we got a system here, I have the graphics quality turned up as high as it can go for this game. I could also change it all the way down to this, which is hilarious. Change it down to 3. That is what it was like in Classic. So remember how things looked right there. Changing it down to this downgrades that quality even more so. And makes things look a little bit worse. Which, for the Classic experience, you could put like that. But I'm going to put it back up to 10. Which, again, gives us more view distance and a little bit more detail and things like that. But now we've completed all these things. Let's go back up to the church here. And turn in all the missions. We are level 4, so we can check and see if maybe there's a new spell we can learn. That would be fantastic. All right, let's talk to the novice here first.
You are.
And thank you, Firestone. This armor should help you out. Hopefully, it should do you more good than the last one to wear it. All right, so bracers. It kind of sucks that we're getting these bracers here because we already have these ones and they give the exact same stats. But we can sell these, which are probably going to be worth more than the gray ones. So that'll be good. And my friend Marla Phipps lived with her husband Samuel before the plague. But when the scourge came, Samuel succumbed and joined the scourge's ranks. Marla was spared an undeath. Oh, I guess being like raised up, only to die at the hands of her now mindless husband. So strong was her love, however, that her last dying wish was to be buried with her beloved Samuel. Samuel Phipps roams at a ruined camp along the road northeast of Death Knell. Defeat him and grant Marla's wish. Bury him at her grave in the first row of our graveyard.
Dark Lady.
What a
watch
story.
over you.
What is it?
And I am finished with you, Firestone. You have shown yourself to be worthy of the freedom that you've been given. Many will stand against you for what you have become, obviously undead. But know that no matter what they may try to do against us, we are free and we will not be shackled again. Take these and be on your way. You have much to accomplish, Warlock. We got those boots, which are an improvement to ours. So there we go. Let's go ahead and rock those. And also 250 XP. Obviously, you get a bunch more XP from quests than mobs, but eventually you are going to have to like grind mobs and stuff to actually get XP in certain situations. Okay, so now we're level 4. We have 2 new abilities we can potentially learn. They're each going to cost 1 silver, which is going to basically bankrupt us. We have Corruption, which is going to corrupt the target, causing 40 shadow damage over 12 seconds. For comparison, Immolate does 10 damage by default, which the numbers, by the way, notice how before it was 9, now it's 10. The numbers go up the more that we level up because we have more base intellect, and intellect is going to increase our spell power, essentially. So, Corruption is going to do 40 damage over 12 seconds. This is going to do 20 damage over 15 seconds. That's a lot more damage, right? But what's nice about this is it does 10 damage initially and costs 25 mana, whereas this costs 35 mana. But either way, we're going to be learning Corruption. And then Curse of Weakness. Damage caused by the target is going to be reduced by 3 for 2 minutes. Only 1 curse per Warlock can be active on any one target. So right now, I don't think that's super necessary, but we're going to get it eventually anyway, so you might as well grab it. What we can do with that is we can cast it. It's going to cost 20 mana, which hurts, but it's going to make it so when they run up and start meleeing us, they're going to do less damage than they otherwise would have, which is in a lot of ways beneficial.
Victory.
And notice how we do that little salute every time we level up. There are emotes in the game, so /salute. We do the salute there. You have a dance. You can sleep. And every race has like different dances, different sleeping animations, different things like that. You can say hi. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hello.
And they have voice lines. You can do /silly.
Ah, doornails. You know, once you're dead, nothing smells bad anymore. Rotten eggs, no problem. Dead fish, like a spring breeze.
You gotta love it. Oh, we have another quest here for Executioner Aaron. All right.
What now?
One of our great struggles is obtaining the natural resources we need to survive. Gold was scarce even at the height of the Alliance's power. There's a gold mine to the northwest that has been overrun by spiders. We need the gold from that mine, but we can't very well get it while the spiders are crawling around in there. I have not much manpower to commit to the task, so we're going to have to ask that so we'll just have to do it little by little. Get up there and see what you can do for us, Firestone. All right, so we need to kill nightweb spiders and young nightweb spiders and regular nightweb spiders, and we'll get a vest for that, as well as experience. The big thing, I mean, the quest rewards are nice, but a big thing too is obviously getting the experience from it. So these are all things that we can just straight up sell. We don't need any of this stuff. So go ahead and get rid of that so we have a bit more bag space. Oh, another quest over here from Deathguard Saltane.
What would you ask?
You there. Are you looking... If you're looking for something to make yourself useful... That's a weird sentence, which is why I have a hard time reading some of this stuff. If you're looking for something to make yourself useful, then listen up. We need fresh out-of-the-ground recruits to head into Deathnell and search for any sort of useful equipment. Most likely, they'll be in stacks of boxes. We expect more recruits will be rising soon, and unless we want them to stumble around naked, we had better get to scavenging. And, yeah... I just love the idea of like undead walking around naked. If you try to get naked in the game, it's if you're a female, for example, you'll have a bikini and like underwear. If you're a guy, you'll have underwear. So there's no like actual naked characters in WoW, but just the idea of like a bunch of naked undead zombies like walking around would be pretty hilarious. We'll get to work. Well, get to work, you miserable bag of bones. I'm not going to reward those without some hustle. So we have to go and basically gather scavenged goods and get ourselves a cape or something like that for completing this one. All right, so let's go ahead and activate all of these. So Scavenged Goods, which are going to be down in Deathnell here. Basically, boxes we have to grab. Spiders, I've done the Undead starting zone on retail, but never in Classic. But I believe it's going to be over this way, and then Samuel is going to be over this way. Just going off memory here. So what we have to do is basically search these buildings, I believe. He did say Deathnell, didn't he? Let's go ahead and, scavenging Deathnell. All right, so yeah, so it should be boxes and stuff like that for us to scavenge in here. What's kind of nice is we could kill these zombies, we don't have to. There's also going to be random, like, battered chests like this out in the world that you can find, and inside are going to be sometimes good things, sometimes not so good things. I mean, right there, we got a good amount of copper, as well as gloves we can sell, which is nice. And, oh, here are going to be the boxes. So just go ahead and open these. And there's one of our scavenged goods that we need. And so basically, while we're running around here, we're going to be on the lookout for boxes like that. Yeah, I walked right by them earlier. Any more over this way? Nope. Okay. Go ahead and check this building as well. Nope, nothing at all in here. We go check the smith up here. I'd say the Undead starting zone is pretty awesome so far. I'm excited to see like what the rest of it's going to be like, because in the Cataclysm expansion, which was... So you had like Classic WoW, which is what we're playing, then you had the Burning Crusade, then Wrath of the Lich King, and then Cataclysm. So all the way up in the Cataclysm expansion is when they updated like the old world, essentially, and so the starting zone's got a bit of a revamp, different quests and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to see the Undead starting zone here in Classic. As well as experience, Warlock's my main class in retail. And so it's kind of fun to experience what my class was like at the very beginning of the game. It's like most bare bones form. Keep in mind, classes change somewhat drastically over the course of different expansions. Like the classic Warlock that you see today, or in this video, is much different than the Warlock you're going to play if you're playing like the current version of WoW. I guess I should, instead of calling it retail, which is like the term everyone uses, maybe I should just call it current WoW. I think that would just make a bit more sense to newer players. But yeah, like the idea of like being able to switch in between the different demonology, affliction, and all this is just like, that's not something that's in the newer game. Like basically you pick demonology and you're a demonology warlock. You have all the demonology spells and you have different talents you can choose from. And that reminds me, by the way, we should go ahead and grab Corruption, and then we'll put Curse of Weakness over here. I don't think we're necessarily going to need them or anything right now, but did I already check that building? I'm like almost 100% sure I checked that building. Oh, there's boxes outside as well. I was going to say, I think I've checked almost every building around here. But yeah, we can go check here. Grab these. Then we got to go see old Sammy boy. Hopefully it's not going to be too hard. And notice how that popped up right there? That's letting us know that, hey, that's where the guy is to turn in one of your quests that you have completed. But I'm pretty sure Sammy boy is over this way. But then again, it might be different in Classic as compared to Current. No, I'm pretty sure he's over here. Let's see. And if you're ever confused as to where you need to go, you just got to go back and read. Right? So Samuel Phipps roams at the ruined camp along the road northeast of Death Knell. So you go to Death Knell here, northeast. Here I am. So there he is. Old Sammy Phipps, level 5. We're going to go ahead and... Oh, who's... Carol Graves. Daniel Ulfman. So these are a bunch of the other humans that were killed along with Samuel. Alright, so we're going to go all the way back here. We're going to pop a corruption here to start. Then we're going to go immolate. And notice how we have 2 debuffs on him now. And we're going to start attacking here. And we're going to put the curse on him. So he's going to do less damage to me than normal. Although we got him killed pretty easy here, I would say. 68 XP for that. He would have frayed robes on him, which we already have. And there's going to be his remains. Now the graveyard, I think, is just the one they're talking about that's next to the church. So we basically have that completed already. So I guess we could just go and make our way up towards the gold mine where the spiders are going to be. Tearsfall Glades is under attack. Alright, so in the local defense channel, so you have like /1, which is general chat, so you can chat with other players that are in this zone. /2, which you can't join right now, that's trade chat. You can only access that while in the main city. /3, which is going to be local defense. And basically, you're getting a notification from the game itself saying Tearsfall Glades is under attack, which means that members of the Alliance are either attacking guards or players in this area. Not exactly ideal. I can't wait to show you guys, like, at the end of the starting zone when we go... it's not a spoiler. But once you're done with your starting zone, which is meant to, like, teach you the game and stuff, you end up going to the main city of Orgrimmar. And that's where, like all the players are at, and it's going to be pretty cool. When Classic first came out, I'm actually going to stop right here real quick. I'll put some screenshots up. I don't know how many I have, but I did take some screenshots. When I first started playing Classic WoW, I did it as a human paladin. I got the paladin up to like level 46, max level 60. I just ended up stopped playing Classic and started playing more current WoW instead. But man, it was crazy the night the Classic came out, like how many people were just in the starting zone. Like it took so long to get basically anywhere or do basically anything. It was pretty insane. So yeah, it's man, it was pretty crazy when the game first came out here. And here's going to be Nightweb's Hollow. This is where we have to go. The young spiders here are actually some of the ones we have to kill. They're level 3, and they're also young, so therefore I don't think they're going to have a ton of health. Oh, wow, he resisted. Okay, yeah, not a ton of health. I'm just wondering if it would even be worth, like, putting my dots on them. And dot is damage over time. There's a lot of acronyms in World of Warcraft. Oh, since I have him set to aggressive, he's automatically attacking the red mobs. Low mana, so we'll go ahead and fight. Oh, I have a debuff on me. Taking 1 nature damage every 3 seconds until that goes away. Ugh. Trying to save mana here. Hoping my pet does like more of my damage than me. And there we go. And these are just items, like these aren't quest items or anything. These are just going to be things that we can sell to vendors, which is going to be nice later on. So 10 of these little ones and 8 of the big ones. Oh, look how much damage that boy's doing. I'm going to call him Jelly. I didn't like his name at first, but I'm just going to call him Jelly. And he's my boy. I like being able to do like a lot of damage to them right before they even get up to me, which is nice. When you're melee, like a warrior or a rogue, like you have to get right up to them with your dagger, your axe, your mace, or whatever, and just start attacking, pretty much. Gotta love the music here in Tearsfall Glades as well. It's so good. I love the creepy atmosphere to everything. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of like horror movies and stuff like that. So playing as like an undead is pretty fun. We got some leather boots off of him, which is nice. Also, the lag on the server is so nice. 28 millisecond latency, so good. Yeah, going back to like when the game first came out, like playing on my paladin. Paladins are mostly melee early on and stuff, but I mean, even then, like it was pretty rough with like the latency of having so many people in the server at any given time. Yeah, we can't use any of those. Let's just get another one of these. Actually, what I should probably do, instead of killing these young ones out here, I should probably venture into the cave itself, because we still have to kill 7 of the bigger ones, and most of the bigger ones are going to be in the cave, and there's going to be little ones in the cave as well, I would imagine. Let's go ahead and go full dots on this. Wondering what would be the most mana efficient thing to do here. Like 25, okay, so like 25 mana for, let's average it out to 15 damage versus 35, and okay, so that's 60 mana just for the 2 of those. That's 10 damage right away and 80 over time. It might be worth just shadow bolting, honestly, but it's probably faster because waiting for damage over time is not exactly the most fun thing in the world. But either way, we're going to try this. And I like how he started attacking right away because I'm set to aggressive. That's actually super nice. Now, that could get me in trouble if there's a lot of spiders close together, because he might just start attacking things without me wanting him to. Like that. I didn't even know there was a spider there. I kind of like this. Him being aggressive is nice. He's like getting a hold of things before I even know they're there. I also kind of want to explore this cave a little bit and see how things are going. Ah, chain vest. Man, why aren't I playing like a warrior? Look at him go, dude. Okay. Oh, no. He's just attacking everything. This might prove to be an issue. My pet is likely going to die here. I'm going to put a curse on this one so it stops attacking me. Okay, so he killed my pet. My pet hopefully did a good amount of damage to him beforehand. And one more Shadow Bolt. Notice how it keeps getting reset because I'm being meleeed. Alright, so he's dead. And you, hopefully I can just melee down for right now. I'll put a Curse of Weakness on him so he doesn't attack me as much. I'm going to try and not die at all throughout this starting zone. I'll be very upset if I do die. But yeah, when I resummon my pet, I should probably not have him on aggressive while in this cave. At first, that was kind of nice. Now it's like, it's kind of dangerous, actually. There we go. Loot you. And loot you. All right. And I can't cannibalize these things because there's no nearby corpses. They have to be humanoid or an undead. But we can eat our forest mushroom cap. Get our health back that way. And while sitting, especially early on, we're going to get all of our mana back just from that. We're not even going to need the spring water. All right, let's get our imp back. Keep in mind, imps, when they die, they basically go back to the Twisting Nether, which is where all the demons come from. And so now we're just going to resummon it, which is going to take a good amount of mana from us. Yeah, half of it. How much mana is it? No. No more. No, defensive. He's like, I'm back. All right, spider, I didn't hear no bell. He comes back immediately and starts fighting. But yeah, how much mana is that? Wow, 94 mana. That's over half my mana just to respawn him. I put him back on defensive. You also put him on passive, which means he won't attack whatsoever unless I manually do like Control 1 to try to make him attack. All right, so how many more? Actually, only one more of these. And I guess there aren't any little spiders out here whatsoever. That's interesting. Let's just go full Shadow Bolt here and see if they die a little bit faster that way, because Shadow Bolt's got a pretty fast cast time. Yeah, I think right now it might be better just to spam Shadow Bolts, especially before they start attacking me and making it so it takes a little longer to cast. It'll be easier once we are able to get a Voidwalker, which I think you have to be level 10 for a Voidwalker. I might be wrong on that. There's a whole quest involving getting it too. But the Voidwalker is nice because once you attack, the Voidwalker like charges up to it and starts meleeing it, and then typically they attack the Voidwalker as compared to you. All right, so we still need 4 more of these Nightweb spiders, or the young Nightwebs. And our bags are getting full, so this is going to work out pretty well, actually. Let's go ahead and sit. The more spirit we have, the more mana regeneration and health regeneration we're going to have. And as you get like more towards the end game, like you're going to want to start really min-maxing. Like you're going to want like a lot of intellect, You're not going to want agility or strength because strength is for basically warriors and druids, I guess. I'm not sure about how that would affect rogues, honestly. Typically, rogues want agility. Intellect and spirit are for like mages, priests, and warlocks. But right now, just having like basically any stat is kind of good. Well, except for strength. Strength isn't going to help all that much. Agility, maybe. No, that's for weapons. It increases armor and dodge, but it's mostly for weapons. We don't typically use our weapons. Hopefully, in best case scenario, we cast our spells and do our damage that way. And that was a waste of mana killing that way, but oh well. So with these guys, I think we're actually good to grab 2 of them. We'll grab our final 2. And you can tab target between the 2. Notice the little thing here. Yeah. You can tab target as to who you want to attack. But these guys aren't doing that much damage. So it's fine just to grab 2 of them at once. And, oh, actually, I just realized we ran out of our demon armor. It's already been 30 minutes in-game. So let's go ahead and... Actually, we don't need to... Let's reapply it now. Why not? It's just 30-minute buff. Yeah, so we didn't have that increased armor or that increased health regeneration, which would have been helpful. So right now we complete both those quests, which we can go turn in. We also have to go and finish up Marla's Last Wish and bury Samuel next to her. I wonder if they revive them. That would be interesting. I assume the graveyard's this one right here. Yeah. Oh, no, it's for Scavenging Death. No, that have to be right there. So, let's see. Can I read any of these graves to find out which one is hers? Nope, right there. Okay, yeah. See, notice how I hover over these doesn't do anything, but you hover over this. And now we're going to bury Samuel's remains right there. Now, is something going to happen? Okay. I thought maybe he would pop up or something would happen, but I guess not.